Hey guys, we're standing right outside of Lincoln Theater after an all-time low concert. But this man right here just opened for him. This is Jesse Giddings of Brighter. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
So, Brighter's kind of a band that's really come out of nowhere, to be honest with you. How did the band...
It's actually kind of a long story. I used to play bass in a band out of San Diego, and at the time I was touring with a band called Brighter. And I actually became really close friends with them. Justin of Brighton is now in A Rocket to the Moon, and so I've stayed good friends with him over the last 5 years. And it was kind of it kind of started as a little bit of a joke and a little bit of fun. It was just like one day I'm gonna go into I was moving back to Canada and I wanted to work on a music project and I wanted to work on it with him. And I was kind of like, it's gonna be an extension of Brighton in Canada. We'll call it Brighter. And it was more just like I just wanted to work with friends. I wanted to work with good people. And so over the last year, I brought a bunch of friends together from a bunch of different bands and worked with them on this album, and this is the first tour actually. So we kicked it off a week ago, and we're heading across Canada.
So like you said, you've been on tour for about a week now with All Time Low.
Yep.
Has there anything you kind of pick up from All Time Low or Mayday Parade or the crowd that kind of like brought onto the stage?
Yeah, I mean all those bands are so good at what they do. Like not only like from just their performance and their style, but just how they interact with the crowd and how they are off stage, how they are with each other. And they're like, everyone on this tour is so encouraging and so positive, and it's just like such an amazing tour to start with. And their fans are such diehards, and we're so grateful for that. To come out and play to so many people every night. It makes it so much fun for me.
Is there any pranks by a chance you guys played on each other in the week that you've been on tour?
We haven't really been too many pranks. The guys that I tour with, I have an amazing band that back me, and they're some of my best friends, and so that makes it really fun to tour with. And they, we play a lot of pranks. We have a lot of it in a band. It can get a little crazy, but it's always a good time.
Absolutely. So, Brighter's kind of you're not really punk rock. You're more like an indie band. What are your influences?
I mean, I'm influenced by a lot of different bands. I mean, some of my bigger influences are like Death Cab for Cutie and Copeland's and bands like Daphne Loves Derby that I spend a lot of time listening to. And then more so nowadays, like bands like A Rocket to the Moon and Maine and those guys have influenced me a lot, and I'm grateful to be friends with those guys and have worked with them. So a lot of those bands, yeah, have definitely influenced my sound and style and where I want to go. I want to play music that I love listening to, and I hope everyone else has a good time listening to it too.
So you guys come from, I want to say you guys played Toronto a couple times.
We played a secret show in Toronto at midnight before we hit the road a few hours later to drive to Montreal. So it was a very last minute show. It was really rocky. Our very first show ever as a band together. We definitely learned a lot in that one night, and then woke up the next day to play for like 1,000 people in Montreal. So I'm glad we had that one practice show.
How is the traveling show?
I mean, touring Canada, I love Canada. This is my country. This is where I'm from Vancouver. I've been living in Toronto now for a while, but I used to live out in Alberta. I've traveled a lot of this country and I love it. But at the same time, it's very difficult to tour. Long drives, touring the States is a lot different. You can play shows every 2 hours, but here, you're really grateful for every show that you play, knowing that you've got a long drive ahead. But it's cool. We have a lot of fun in the band though, and it's nice. I love road trips. It's not the first time that I've lived in a band. Literally.
You've been on tour with a couple other bands too.
Yeah, a lot of different stuff. So.
Any games that you guys kind of pass the time with?
We don't really we don't really have too many games, or I actually don't really watch too much television, just spend too much time on my laptop. We literally have so much fun messing around. The rest of the guys in the band are hilarious and keep me laughing almost the entire trip. So we can go for a 20-hour drive and I'm just laughing and we're just goofing off. So it definitely helps pass the time.
On Twitter, I heard that
yeah, actually, our trailer derailed. We went over a set of train tracks, and the van popped up in the back, and I'm pretty sure we did a kickflip, Misty McTwist. We did something like that. One of those sweet-ass tricks. It was one of them. The trailer did a full flip and a twist, and not exactly. It just derailed. It came off. Luckily, our safety chains kept it attached, and smart thinking, you know, by everyone in the crew. But my bass player Dean was driving, and he didn't slam the brakes, and he rode it well, slowed down, and it turns out it landed on the foot and skidded behind us. And we were able to attach it and had no problems. So we're all alive. That's all that matters. It's not the craziest thing that's happened on tour, so we're okay.
So when you're writing your music, I mean, what are do you write it for personal life, or is it like a story for somebody else that kind of influences your writing? Is it just words?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is like, you know, it's like you always want to. I wanted to write, and I wanted to record an album that like my friends can connect with, and that I guess, you know, like some people like listen to the music and they're like, I mean, I sing a lot about love, like a lot of bands do. I sing a lot about like relationships. I sing a lot about that. But it was something like, you know, whether we've all like fallen in love, we've all fallen out of love, we've been heartbroken, we've been whatever. I always wanted to dream and believe that there was like a love like the movies. And so that's kind of like what the whole, like all the music was about, is I wanted to like encourage people and inspire people and to believe in like, you know, a more positive love, and that there is something out there. And I hope that comes across in the music. And I kind of have this tattoo that says, "May my love speak louder than my words," and it's actually on one of the T-shirts at the merch booth, and it really represents my life. And that I hope everything I do says I love you. I never actually have to tell you. It's just all my actions say that. So that's kind of what I represent. And I hope Brighter represents that as well.
It's definitely doing that. Alright, so what's next for Brighter?
We actually, we finish up this tour, and it hasn't been announced yet, but we're actually opening for Sum 41 and going back across the country. And we're going to actually be back here in Winnipeg in a week and a half. We're just figuring out all those details. I'm going to take a bit of time off, go back to Much Music, and do what I do there, which I love. It's a lot of fun. We have I have an amazing job. They let me go on tour, so I'm super grateful for that. And then hopefully we're going to be back on tour this fall once the EP comes out. I'm hoping by October.
Is there any, is it a headlining tour, or is it?
It won't be a headlining tour. I don't think we're nearly at that point. You know, I'm still, I'm just having a lot of fun. Like, I want to play with good bands and good friends, and I want to tour the country and see people and play for people. And I don't care if I'm opening, I'm 1, 2, or 3 on the spot. It's just like, for me, I'm just happy to be out on the road playing music for people and do what I love. So, yeah, we're still figuring out those tours, but definitely in the fall we're going to come back across Canada.
Sounds good. I hope everybody checks you out.
Thank you very much. I hope so too.
One more question.
Yeah.
Advice for a musician that's just starting out. Do you have any absolute great advice for him?
I mean, at the end of the day, like all I can tell people and encourage people to do is like, as long as you do what you love, it doesn't really matter what other people say. And so, if you love playing music, then play music, and like don't stop no matter what anybody tells you. Because I can tell you, probably numerous times people told me like, I was told most of my life that I couldn't be a singer. And I was told most of my life, like, you're never going to get a job in Much Music, and you're never going to do this, and you're never going to be in a band on tour, and it's just like, you know, if I listened to everything that people said I didn't, and instead I turn around and say, alright, if you're going to tell me no, I'm going to do otherwise. And for a musician, I think, you know, you just got to hustle, surround yourself with good people. My mom used to have this saying, and it's, I don't know why it stuck with me, life lessons from mom. It's, if you're the sharpest knife in the drawer, you got to get a new drawer. And basically what it means is like, you know, stone sharpens stone, and it's like if you surround yourself with people who aren't inspiring you and challenging you and encouraging you, you really need to surround yourself with a new group of people, because you should surround yourself with people who are like encouraging you to pursue your dreams and pursue your music, and to, you know, challenge you to become better at what you do and what you love. So, you know, that's what I could say as a musician. That's really important. It's about who you surround yourself with, and really the people that you that you are playing with. And so that's what I would encourage musicians to do.
Mother does know best.
Mother does, often.
Awesome.
I love
Thanks
my mom. Cheers. Thank you so much.
You can check them out at wearebrighter.ca.
.com. Yeah, .com.
Alright. Also at Jesse Giddings on Twitter. You can check them out on Facebook as well. Thanks for tuning in to Departure Radio, and have a good night, guys.